This is a third stimulus check update. The IRS just put out a news release saying that tomorrow, Wednesday, March 24th, is the next big day to receive direct deposits. I'll also give you updates regarding Direct Express card holders and NetSpend card holders and people on SSI, SSDI, and Social Security recipients receiving the $1,400 stimulus check. Also, there's more talk about the fourth stimulus check and more details on the fourth stimulus bill. I'll let you know what's happening there. Then I'll answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. I hope you're having a fantastic day. If you appreciate these straight to the point updates, then hit the like button down below. I want to let you know about this important update. So a woman's bank account got wiped out by scammers in a growing stimulus scam. So she got called by a bank. On her phone, it said Capital One in the caller ID, and she thought it was legit, and she gave them all of her bank information, and they completely wiped out her account. So just to let you know, don't give your information out to anyone. The IRS won't call you. If banks call you saying there's any fraudulent activity in your account regarding stimulus checks, just ask for the reference number and then call them back. Call the bank back. Don't stay on the phone with these people. They could be scammers. But let me know down in the comments below. Have you encountered any scams like this? I'll have a pinned comment. I think if other people read it, it'll help people not get scammed. So let us know down in the comments below. Let's talk about stimulus checks now. So the IRS said more stimulus payments will hit bank accounts Wednesday, March 24th. So this is according to the IRS news release that they just released, saying more economic impact payments are set for disbursement in the coming days. Taxpayers should watch mail for paper checks and debit cards. Not saying anything about non-filers. So I'm going to be honest, this was very disappointing to read. It seems like they're withholding a lot of information. Let me know what, I'll let you know what they're saying first, and then I'll let you know what they didn't say that we already know. So what they're saying is that there is an official payment date of Wednesday, March 24th, and some people are seeing these in their accounts earlier, potentially as provisional pending deposits. So March 24th is only for direct deposits. The IRS Commissioner Chuck Rettig said, "The IRS continues to send the third round of stimulus payments in record time. Since this new set of payments will include more mailed payments, we urge people to carefully watch their mail for a check or debit card in the coming weeks." So this is true. A lot of people I've seen in the comments said that they got their first and second stimulus check via direct deposit, but the Get My Payment tool is now saying they should be receiving a paper check. Also, the IRS did not distinguish whether you're going to get a paper check or debit card. They just said that they're mailing out paper checks and debit cards. So in the Get My Payment tool, if it says paper check, you may be receiving a debit card. I'll give you more details on that. Also, it's saying that with additional payments anticipated on a weekly basis going forward, the vast majority of taxpayers receiving stimulus checks will receive it by direct deposit, saying that 150,000 stimulus checks went out last week, but they didn't say any stimulus checks being mailed out this week. So in the Get My Payment tool, people are saying March 26th is when the checks are being mailed out. No mention of it in this news release. So very disappointing. I'm not really sure why the IRS is withholding information. They're not saying how much has been sent out and when, but to me, I find it very disappointing. So this is what the stimulus check looks like. It's paper, so if you got a direct deposit before, you actually may get a paper check. This is what the debit card looks like. This is the front, this is the back, this is what the envelope looks like. And so also it's saying, how will taxpayers receive their stimulus payment? Saying taxpayers with direct deposit information on file with the IRS will receive the payment that way. For those without direct deposit information on file with the IRS will use federal records of recent payments or from the government where available. But according to the Get My Payment tool, that's not the case, because people who received direct deposit before are getting paper checks. So I'm going to be honest, this is very disappointing. I wish they gave more information, but that's what we know so far. But what about people on SSI and SSDI receiving their third stimulus check? So with that news release, it's basically saying taxpayers, if you're on SSI and SSDI and you're a non-filer and you haven't paid taxes, I'm not really sure what that means in regards to getting a stimulus check. To me, it's very disappointing how the IRS and the government is treating our most vulnerable people in our society. I mean, especially people who are retired, dedicated decades of their life to contribute to our economy, which makes it so great today. And unfortunately, they're at the end of the line. And not only that, they're not being notified of what's happening, being left out in the dark. In regards to the article, basically the big takeaway is saying payments for federal beneficiaries, including filing beneficiaries with Direct Express card, is expected soon. Same for net spend. All they're saying is that it's going to happen over the next few weeks. They haven't given any details on non-filers or people on SSI, SSDI. So basically, if you are expecting a stimulus check on March 24th, in your bank account, it should already be a pending deposit. And if you're expecting it Direct Express card and net spend, on that account too, it should say that there should be a pending deposit. But from what I've read, people Direct to Express, net spend, when they get their federal benefits is when the stimulus check should come. So it could be the 1st of April or whenever that date is you're expecting a check. I got some interesting comments here. Billy Rice said, I got Direct Express and nothing pending. Anthony Savoy says, I got Direct Express, but the Get My Payments tool says I'm getting a paper check. So if you have Direct Express, you may get a paper check or debit card. It may not go on your Direct Express card. Even if it went on your Direct Express card, the first 2 stimulus checks, it seems like it's all over the place this time around. Also, I got a lot of comments from people on SSI and SSDI. No information, nothing with the Get My Payment tool, nothing pending in the accounts. So I'm not really sure what's going on, but I think they're doing a horrible job so far in terms of notifying the public of what's happening. Let me know down in the comments below if you have any information regarding future stimulus checks being mailed to you, if you're SSI, SSDI, anything from Direct Express. It would really help out the community. Also, thank you so much for all of your comments. It really helps out people understand what's going on. If you want to know the latest of what's happening with the 3rd stimulus check and SSI, SSDI, Direct Express, I'm doing hours of research every day, so subscribe to the channel. I'll give you the latest of what's happening, straight to the point. Next, let's talk about the 4th stimulus check. So news keeps coming out every day about a 4th round of stimulus checks and how progressive Democrats are rallying for recurring stimulus checks until the pandemic is over. So here is what we know so far. With the stimulus checks, if there is a 4th stimulus check, it's going to be in the next infrastructure bill. And so far, we found out some information is going to have universal pre-K, free community college, and climate change measures. So what we know so far with the bill, the official bill hasn't been released yet. We're just kind of getting information trickling out. It says $400 billion in spending to combat climate change, including $60 billion for green transit, $46 billion for climate-related research and development. Then it's going to have $200 billion for housing infrastructure, $100 billion to expand housing for low-income Americans, and then they want to have universal pre-kindergarten and free community college tuition. So those are just some of the things we know so far. And the Democrats are planning on going bold with this stimulus package without the GOP support, because so far Republicans are not in favor of this big package. It's going to be around $3 trillion. This past one was $1.9 trillion, so that's around $5 trillion that could be spent this year. Tom Cotton, who is Republican senator from Arkansas, said Democrats' infrastructure bill will be focused on higher taxes. What he said is this bill is not going to be geared to those in need. This bill will be geared towards big tax increases and the Green New Deal. Also, Mitch McConnell blasted this $3 trillion spending plan as well. What Mitch McConnell said is, we're hearing the next few months might bring a so-called infrastructure proposal that may actually be a Trojan horse for massive tax hikes and other job-killing left-wing policies. So we don't know what's going to happen yet, but the Republicans are not on board. They might have to do it via reconciliation as they did with the last stimulus package, or they could do a filibuster. So in terms of a fourth stimulus check, still no information. We don't know what's in the bill, but if they decide to do the filibuster, then they could pass whatever they want. They could pass this infrastructure bill, they could pass recurring stimulus checks, get rid of student loan debt, increase the Social Security to $200 a month. They could do whatever they want, all the things that they've been speaking about. Former President Trump said that ending the filibuster would be catastrophic for the Republican Party. That is true in the short term because the Democrats are in the majority. But if it ever flips and the Republicans are in the majority in the future in Congress, then that means, or at least in the Senate, then that means Republicans can pass whatever they want. So I'll keep you updated on what's going to happen with the fourth stimulus check. Next, let's talk about, next I'll answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. Mike Lucius says, hey David, if I have a judgment against me, will I be notified if they take my stimulus check? Unfortunately, no. There are no notifications. They could just garnish the check, no notification, no letter, no letting you know. They just take it right out of your bank account, unfortunately. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments below. Just type the word question and ask your question. Kimbala Milburn says, I'm on SSI and have a net spend card. Is the 24th direct deposit for SSI people? So great question. So as I mentioned before, the IRS said March 24th is the next big payment day for direct deposits. It doesn't mean everybody's going to get it. They didn't say that, but it's probably going to be, however many millions of people will receive it on the 24th. In terms of SSI and net spend, the way you'll know if it's on net spend or direct express or your bank account, it should be a pending deposit as of now. If it's going to come in tomorrow and the funds will be available, usually the pending deposit will show up maybe 3 days before. So that's a good way to check. If you check your bank account or call up and ask if there's any pending deposits, that's how you'll know if there's a stimulus check coming your way. Philip White says, I've checked the where's my stimulus tool and it keeps saying not enough information. Now it's telling me wrong social security number. Has anyone ever had this happen? So yeah, this has happened to a lot of people. Wrong social security number, wrong bank account in the Get My Payment tool. Unfortunately, at this time, there's no way to correct that information. So yeah, we just have to wait and see what happens with the stimulus check. Next question comes from Tanya Jelks. So if you filed taxes in 2018, you don't receive any stimulus at all. Is it only for people who filed taxes in 2019, 2020? No, that is not the case. So you could have never filed taxes in your entire life. You could have filed it 10, 15, 20 years ago. You're still going to receive a stimulus check as long as you have a social security number and you made less than $75,000 as an individual or $150,000 as a couple. You will receive a stimulus check, but you should have received the first and second stimulus check already. Hopefully you did, but you don't need to file taxes to receive this third stimulus check. It seems with the IRS, they're giving out the stimulus checks to people who paid their taxes first. And unfortunately, everyone else who didn't pay their taxes, it seems like they're at the back of the line, which is really messed up. I think it's ridiculous how they're doing this. They should have put those people who haven't filed taxes, especially SSI, SSDI, veterans, those people should have received the stimulus checks first, in my opinion. That's just what I think. Anyways, that is all the stimulus news I have for you today. To hopefully brighten your day a bit, here is my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. I'm going to tell you one thing. You have the power to do anything you want, unless you believe in yourself and be true that you can do it. If you be true that you can do it, then you can do whatever you want.
And just a quick reminder, I have some free money opportunities down in the description below. You get free stocks, free money just for opening up these accounts. I'll have a long list of those, plus a spreadsheet you can look through and sign up for a bunch of them. So take advantage of that if you want some free money. Also, in terms of money, if you want to learn some savvy ways of how to save more money, some systems you could put in place, I recommend clicking this video over here. It's on my Wise Sense channel of how to save the best and most efficient ways. Save your money so you could use it for the future. So click that video now and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe, Thank you for watching.